Hey girls, so today I want to talk to you about how our God is a God who restores, and I have a couple really cool stories for you, but I also am just going to give you a quick little update on how I'm doing because, I don't know, I just feel like telling you. So when I found out I was pregnant with Tiny, our first baby, back over the summer, one of my good friends found out that she was pregnant that same week. And so we were so excited to be pregnant together and go through everything together. And then I had the miscarriage, as you girls know. And she just had her baby a few days ago. So I got to see the baby at 2 days old, actually. She had the baby like 3 weeks early. And so she had her baby shower planned for Saturday. And she had the baby on Thursday. And so she brought the 2-day-old baby to the shower on Saturday. She like got out of the hospital and she and her husband came straight to the shower. I was so impressed. And the baby was so cute. He's adorable. And they like couldn't stop smiling. And I was like so happy for them. And then I got home and I was like, why am I feeling this way? And I just like sat down on the floor in the kitchen and started crying, like with the fridge door open because I was going to put away groceries. I'm like, oh, I probably shouldn't have this fridge door open anymore. But I've just been like crying a lot the past few days, just like thinking about Tiny, missing Tiny. And yeah, so if any of you guys are going through like, you know, painful stuff, I know some of you guys have had miscarriages as well. And my heart just goes out to you because it's a lot to process. And it's funny because now, you know, we're pregnant with Minnie and like, do you see a trend here in the names for our children, like Tiny and Minnie? But even as we're so excited, and I'm so excited for this afternoon, I have a doctor's appointment. We're going to get to hear the heartbeat again. And I'm so pumped, but like I still just miss Tiny so much. And just thinking about Psalm 90 verse 1 that God had given me through that whole process about how the Lord has been our dwelling place for generations. I was just reading it in the NLT and it's like, throughout all generations, the Lord has been our home. And I love that. Like he's the home of my heart and the home of my baby. And that's just beautiful. So, but what I want to share with you guys today is how God is a God who redeems and how everything he can redeem, he can restore everything, and he can work miracles. And so if you guys have been praying for ages for him to work and restore relationships or, you know, show his love to someone that you love, like I want to encourage you not to give up because he works in amazing and surprising ways. And so I want to tell you 2 beautiful stories of how he's done this in my life recently that have been so encouraging to me. So the first one was a couple years ago, actually. One of my best friends in the world. She was like raised in a Christian home, but didn't really have a relationship with God, never really had, and kind of like walked away. And so James and I have been praying for her just all the time, and her mom had been praying for her. And like 2 years ago, you know, we've been praying, and it was almost like out of the blue, like God just aligned her circumstances and she realized how much she needed him. And she just, you know, came over and was talking one night and how she like, you could tell she like felt God calling her. And so I invited her to join this Bible study I was starting on Beth Moore's Breaking Free book. And I remember like the second week of the study, my best friend was like, I feel like for the first time in my life, I feel like God is real. And it was so cool because like we'd been friends for years and just seeing like prayers that had been prayed for a long time being answered, and now like she's a totally different person. Like God has restored her life in so many ways. She's like come alive as a whole person for the first time in her life, falling in love with Jesus, and it's just been like truly amazing. And sometimes it feels like you're praying and you're praying and you're praying for a friend and like nothing happens, but I just want to encourage you that like you never know what God is doing behind the scenes and what he's setting up. And I think sometimes I just pray, and then when I feel like God says to say something, I'll say something, and otherwise I just like wait and just like love the person and try to like share life with them and just be there for them, and then like God will just do something out of the blue. Another story is from actually a few months ago. So one of my sisters and I, like we haven't been real close in years, and it really made my heart sad because especially seeing like how close everyone in James's family as all his siblings are. And I just wanted that with my sister. And I felt like every time I tried to reach out to her, she kind of like rebuffed me, and I was like, I feel like I must have hurt her in some way, but I don't know how. Like, I don't know how to restore this. I'd like try on my own, and like nothing seemed to work. And so I'd been praying, and James and I'd been praying for a long time, like, God, would you restore my relationship with my sister? Like, I don't know how to do that, but you do. And so a few months ago, I was in a counseling appointment talking about stuff from childhood, and I felt like God just gave me 3 memories of my sister, and one of them being something I needed to ask her forgiveness for from childhood. And I felt he put on my heart to write her a letter with these 3 things. And it was like the first time he'd given me something specific to do in the entire time I'd been praying for my sister. Like, I'd never known what to do. And I was like, okay, I don't know how she'll respond, but I'll try this. So I sent her the letter, and she was like, can we Skype sometime? And we Skyped for like an hour and a half, and we both just like cried. And then we like set up another time to Skype, and we both just like cried, and I'll cry thinking about it. And it was like amazing, like how God has restored this relationship. And then she sent me like the sweetest letter in the world, and just seeing how God has restored that has been like truly amazing. And sometimes you feel like you're praying for years and nothing's happening, but like you never know what God's doing behind the scenes. So, and then, you know, there's other times you pray and it feels like nothing changes in the relationship. It's kind of like sort of in some way like me and Tiny. Like, I'm never gonna meet Tiny in this world. Like, that's not gonna happen. And so like, you know, there's not that like personal reconciliation sometimes in relationships where maybe it won't be restored the way you've always imagined, but God can do restoration in your heart in those moments and through those relationships, and he can heal things inside you and make things inside you come alive in a new way, bring forgiveness and healing and all this stuff that needs to happen. So even if the restoration doesn't look the way it did with my sister or my best friend, it can look like how it has with Tiny, where like I'll never meet Tiny this side of heaven, but God can completely restore and make it all new and turn it into something beautiful. Like I shared in the video about the miscarriage, I know that God always takes loss and turns it into new life. So girls, I hope that can encourage you. If you're praying and asking God for restoration or healing or whatever, don't give up, because you never know what he's doing, even when it seems like nothing is happening. So that's it for today, and I love you girls. Bye.